Hello, friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Monday, June 22nd at 5 p.m. I hope the screen is better for you. It keeps flashing on my end, so if anybody hops on live, tell me if I'm flashing, I guess. Anyway, so I was watching CNN the other day. I hate watching the news, but Sanjay Gupta, their chief medical correspondent, was quoting percentages about how masks decrease the spread of COVID-19. And the numbers were pretty impressive, which made me look up the study he was talking about. Okay, the article was published in Lancet Journal, which is a very reputable journal and medical journal, and it was published on June 1st of this year. So it's very recent. And it was basically a meta-analysis of 172 studies across 16 countries and 6 continents. None were randomized controlled studies, which is the gold standard, but they were done in healthcare and non-healthcare settings. Now, 66 of the studies focused on how far the coronavirus can travel. And many studies compared various face masks and various eye protection. And they found the following information. The use of both N95 masks, disposable surgical face masks, or similar reusable multi-layer cotton masks by those exposed to the infection or exposed to infectious individuals reduced the infection rate from 17.4% without a mask to 3.1% with a mask. And actually a stronger link in the healthcare setting, even with adjusting for using N95 masks in the healthcare setting. So it didn't have to do with the type of mask. It was just it had an even stronger link, okay? Meaning it I guess it was clearer data, if you want to put it that way. In the studies on eye protection, they found a lower risk of infection when eye protection is used, from 16% with no eye protection or no eye covering down to 5.5% with eye protection, including goggles, face shields, visors, and even glasses. Now, then they talked about physical distancing. It showed a rate of transmission at less than 3.3 feet, which is 1 meter, was 12.8% and fell down to 2.6% at distances greater than 3.3 feet. They added that distances greater than 6.6 feet or 2 meters could be even more effective. Okay, so some of the information as to why we have this 6 feet of social distancing has to do with this study and all, not this study, but the studies that they accumulated to put together in this meta-analysis. Okay, because this wasn't really a study. It was a compiling of all these other studies to see what all the data is showing around the world. Okay, now experts are saying these numbers are subject to a degree of uncertainty, but the overwhelming message is that physical measures, including masks, goggles, or face shields of some kind, and physical distancing are effective in preventing the spread of COVID-19. The previous meta-analyses were only done in the past on influenza, so these on COVID-19 are extremely helpful moving forward because now we have information about the virus that we are concerned about. Now, the next step is how the government and the public interpret these results. Okay, the first and the most useful finding is that physical distancing does matter. Okay, not just 3 feet as in some countries, but greater than that and closer to 6 feet when possible. Knowing people will always do less than recommended, the suggestion of 6 feet makes a lot of sense because even if you do 5 or 4, you're still over the 3.3 that was shown to be effective in the study. Now, clearly wearing masks in places where social distancing is difficult should be obvious. public transportation, even with the limited capacity that they're recommending, stores, and other indoor spaces. Now, the studies did not look at the effects of wearing masks to protect others. Okay? The reason that we've been pushing them here in the United States, okay, they've been telling us to wear masks in case we are asymptomatic carriers or pre-symptomatic carriers, that we will not infect other people. But these studies are showing the risk of getting the infection by protecting yourself with a mask. Okay? Understand these measures don't provide 100% protection, so continue to wash your hands and use hand sanitizer when you can't, and don't touch your face. Okay? If wearing a mask or wearing goggles or glasses makes you more prone to readjust and touch and move, and it's not helping you. Okay? So make sure that these physical things are there to increase your chances of protection, decrease your risk of infection, while you continue to do other things like wash your hands and use hand sanitizer. So it's very interesting that the studies are actually showing that wearing masks are protecting you from getting sick. Now, I see people all over the place not wearing masks. Now, I'm not talking, I think it's ridiculous if you're going for a run and there's nobody out there, or you pass one person here or there as you're jogging, that you should be wearing a face mask. I also find it ridiculous when people wear face masks when they're alone in their car. Okay, so it's not the actual wearing of the mask that's protecting you. It's the wearing of the mask when you're in places where you can't do social distancing, or where you want to add another layer of protection. Now, there are plenty of people who will disagree with this study and say the masks are dangerous. But if you think about the common sense, even if you wear a mask and you are contagious and you're sneezing, what do we normally teach people? Sneeze into your arms, sneeze into your hands. Obviously, you don't want that now. Sneeze into a tissue, cough into a tissue, because it decreases the likelihood that those aerosolized droplets are going to go further distances than what would happen, again, if you do it this way versus just letting it go, right? So we have to use common sense on top of everything. Nothing is 100%. My opinion is, when you are out in places where there are people and you want to protect yourself, wear a mask. Okay, this is based on information I have as of today. I'm not saying this is going to be the information that's going to be the answer for weeks or months to come, but based on the studies and information that we're seeing now, they're saying it is helping. It's decreasing the rate of infection to you. So protect yourself. On that note, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you again tomorrow for another Live in 5.